polyatomic ions that you need to have memorized. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put that up at the top. The polyatomic ions. Memorize. Alright, fortunately we've got a handy little way to help you do that. Everyone repeat after me. Oh no, Sokopo, clone. And as for why we're singing random nonsense syllables, oh, no, so, ko, po, clone. Oh no, Sokopo, clone. Oh no, Sokopo, clone. This shows us the types of elements that are involved in each of our polyatomic ions. However, we're not done writing formulas. Given that they're ions, they all have charges, and formulas are not complete. Let's complete our formulas. Alright, so here's our first, given the types of elements, oh no, Sokopo, clone. The way we figure out the formulas is a second pattern. Skip one, and then it goes 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. So we have OH, that's it, 1 oxygen, 1 hydrogen. Nitrogen 3 oxygens, sulfur 4 oxygens, carbon 3 oxygens, phosphorus 4 oxygens, chlorine 3 oxygens, nitrogen 4 hydrogens. Okay, so skip 1, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. One more pattern to learn, and that is for the charges. And it goes like this. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1, +1. Now, it sounded like we were just repeating the charges, but there's a little bit of rhythm to it. Let's see this again a little bit faster. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1, +1. A little bit faster this time. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1, +1. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1, +1. So, in summary, oh no, Sokopo, clone. Skip 1, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1, +1. All the patterns you need to write out your polyatomic ions. Now, there are a couple more, and we just know that those are under no, so, and clo. Now notice the difference. They have the same charge, the same elements, but there's one fewer oxygen. Okay, we're going to cut these things off here. Everything up top is named with an 8. Everything on the bottom is named with an ite. And let's see what these guys are going to be called. The ones on the outside have got their own funny names. So we've got OH. OH -1 is hydroxide. NH4 with a +1 is ammonium. Ammonium. And let's name all the ones on the inside. NO3 with a -1 is nitrate. SO4 with a -2 is sulfate. CO3 with a -2 is carbonate. Doesn't really follow the pattern too well, but close enough. Phosphorus and 4 oxygens with a -3 is phosphate. And finally, we have ClO3 with a -1. That is chlorate. OH is hydroxide. NH4 +1 is ammonium. Those are the weird ones. We've got nitrate, sulfate, carbonate, phosphate, chlorate. Now these ones down here, we've got a little ite thing. Let's see how those are named. Nitrate, when it loses an oxygen, becomes nitrite. And yes, the difference is important. This is nitrite, which is NO2 -1. Nitrate, with an ATE, is NO3 -1. Neither of those is nitride, which is just a single N as an ion. It's got a -3 charge. Those are all different things, and you will need to know the difference between ite, ate, and I'd. So back to the patterns. Nitrite, sulfate loses an oxygen and becomes sulfite. And chlorate, I'm sure you've guessed by now, loses an oxygen and becomes chlorite. There's all your polyatomic ions. You will need to know those both by the formula and by the name. So if I give you a formula, you'll need to spit out the name. If I give you a name, you'll have to spit out the entire formula. Remember, oh no, SOCOPO clone. Skip 1, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. And -1, -1, -2, -2, -3, -1 plus 1. Going to be the 3 patterns that help you set this thing up, and then all you got to do is write in the names from there. If at the beginning of your quiz you write this thing down at the top and write all this thing down, that's exactly what